Well, then let me be the first to officially welcome you all to the KnightQuest 2020 Combat Hunger Kickoff. We are so excited to have you all here today. Just take a quick moment, double check that your mics are muted, open that chat window, and get ready for our half-hour kickoff event today. We are so glad to have you. And we have a very special guest that's going to be able to kick us off, our very own Dr. Linda Fedrizzi Williams. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to her as we hear her kick us off.
Thanks so much, Adrienne. Hi, everybody. So good to see all of you here today. I want to thank you for participating in our KnightQuest kickoff. As you know, our strategic plan has committed us to promoting community engagement with purpose in our community. And I am very proud of what our team has done to meet the goals and the objectives of the strategic plan with our very first philanthropic initiative for 2020. It is Combat Hunger. As you know, food insecurity remains a persistent problem in Pennsylvania, and it's something that's particularly hard for our students. And that's why in 2018, we put a food pantry on our campus. Prior to the pandemic, 1 in 9 Pennsylvanians struggled with food insecurity. Early research has shown us that with COVID-19 in the United States alone, that number has accelerated to anywhere between 20 to 50% of Americans feeling some sort of food insecurity in a year's time. And what's even worse is that in Pennsylvania, 1 in 7 children may go to bed hungry at night because they did not eat enough during the day. And as Central Penn College Knights, we are deeply committed to addressing the issues in our community and hopefully turning the tide for people that are our neighbors, our friends, and maybe even our own relatives, which is why we're committed to this initiative. So we are looking to raise money, food and non-perishables, and time for this urgent community need. So a little bit about our campaign that runs through December 1st. Here's what we're trying to achieve. We are trying to raise $4,500 in monetary donations that will go directly to our local food banks. We're looking to raise 4,500 non-perishable food items and raising 450 hours of your time donated directly to helping address food insecurity in our area. So today we're going to tell you how we're doing this, and we're going to tell you how we're doing it with our students, making it fun and powerful at the same time. We're giving back in meaningful ways. So monetary donations, it's one of the most important things right now, because when we give money to a food bank, it actually goes a lot further with the food bank reaching out with that monetary donation so that they can purchase the food rather than us going directly into a grocery store. But with that said, your donations are still important. So we will be asking you to start bringing in those non-perishable items so that we can begin to collect them. And if you want to help a team donate hours, you can certainly help in collecting the food and then giving the food to the food banks. The college is going to allow all of our employees to use some of your time at work to donate towards this initiative. So we're going to have details to follow, but essentially, once we get closer to those dates and you want to volunteer, you'll be able to tell your supervisor and HR the hours that you're using towards this initiative. We are in this together. I want to see us united, faculty, staff, students. I urge each of you to join a team. It's very easy. You can create a team or you can join an existing team. All you have to do, and you're going to hear this throughout the morning, but you're going to go to centralpenn.edu/KnightQuest to get all of the details and to be part of a Combat Hunger team. And I want to end by saying thank you. Thank you to all of you for being here today. That shows that you want to be part in helping our community. And we're going to have one philanthropic effort each year. And this year it's Combat Hunger. And we're going to do our part to combat hunger. But I also really need to say thank you to our dedicated team of outstanding Knights that have put a lot of time into getting our first initiative off the ground. So special thank you to Curtis Volker, Adrienne Thoman, Trang Rio, Lynn Seacrest, Susan Lynch, Greg Colburn, Paul Miller, Derek Weitzel, our SGA president, Brianna Stalsitz, and Michael Fedor. So now the special guest that we've been talking about, I want to introduce you for the very first time on Central Penn Teams Chat or on Zoom, our very own, your favorite Knight, Sir Will.
closer to winning KnightQuest. Thank you for helping to combat hunger.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Sir Will. Mark this date on your calendar, everyone. The very first appearance of Sir Will on a college Teams or Zoom meeting. And Sir Will has just kicked off the competition and starting with our very first donation for combat hunger. So if you don't have Sir Will on your team, looks like he just is a free agent with some cans in the donation bin. Make sure you try to sign him up. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Padrizzi, for kicking us off. Thank you so much, Sir Will, for leading the charge and leading the way with our first donation. I'd like to now kind of give some of the finer points and details on what exactly will be happening through this competition taking place through December 1st. So I have a quick PowerPoint here for you. Just go over the who, what, where, and why. So as Dr. Padrizzi mentioned, all proceeds through this competition will be donated back to local area food banks. Just want to take a brief moment to share with you all what exactly those food banks are, where they are, and why they were chosen. You can see here on the screen, some of these names may look very familiar to you. These organizations were selected based upon some of the local area regions where we have students attend Central Penn. Whether they're commuting or living on campus, we wanted to give back to those hometown counties and communities from which our students come from. So namely counties and areas like York, Adams, Cumberland, Dauphin, Lancaster, Lebanon, and Perry, including our very own Central Penn College food pantry. So we are collecting as a collective pool of funding and materials that will then be equally dispersed throughout those 10 different organizations. Now, as Sir Will kind of kicked us off, KnightQuest has officially begun. So if you have a team, awesome. Get that team together and start strategizing how you're going to compete through December 1st. If you don't have a team yet, more details are going to come here shortly on how you can create a team and join that fight to combat hunger. Some other important dates to keep in mind through our timeline. Tuesday of week 9, December 1st, that is our cutoff date. All food, money, and volunteering hours should be submitted and should be completed by then. We will certainly take donations post December 1st. However, we will not be able to attribute them to your team total. So encourage all of your team members as they get things in and collected, submit them before that December 1st deadline. That next week, once everything's submitted, again, nothing will be accepted. We're going to be distributing these items to the local area food banks. And then by Monday of week 10, December 7th, we're looking to announce our winner. Now, there will be some fun surprise weekly prizes for our points total leaders, and I'll get the points here in a second. Each week, the team in charge or the team in lead will have some prizes, all leading to some exciting options as a grand prize, and those are going to be a surprise for you as well. So yes, we are doing this to give back and make an impact, but we're going to try to make it a fun competition as well. Now, as Dr. Padrizzi mentioned, we do have some lofty goals, but with your help, with your teams and your support, I know we can make this dream a reality. So we're looking to earn or raise $4,500 to be dispersed to these organizations, total of 4,500 non-perishable food items. So if you forgot to do that spring cleaning and you need to go back through that pantry again, and there's that can of green beans that just has never seen the light of day, bring it here, add it to that point total for your team. And lastly, we have some service hours, again, 450 service hours. Have a couple quick details on those service hours. So faculty and staff are eligible for up to 8 hours per term to use towards CPC-sponsored volunteer opportunities, as long as there is the department coverage within your specific department. So as Dr. Padrizzi mentioned, connect with your department leader, connect with HR to schedule that time out should you like to help out with volunteer service hours. Now, also as Dr. Padrizzi mentioned, there's tons of different ways to make an impact, give back, but also earn some points for that team, because I know we all have that competitive spirit. One food item donated equals 1 point. Okay, so think about that. Quick 10 canned food items that you may have in that pantry, 10 points for your team. $1 raised equals 3 points for your team. So there's an opportunity to really jump ahead each week. Maybe you're the underdog. You could pop into first place in a matter of seconds, depending on how much money you may raise. 1 hour of volunteering equals, and I'm sorry, I have my video screens and I should know it. 1 hour volunteering is 10 points, sorry about that. And a half hour volunteers will equal 5 points, okay? So number of different ways to earn points for your team. Encourage yourselves both as a team and individuals to bring donations in, volunteer for service hours, and rack up those points towards the competition. Now, team captains. Each team, when you sign up, will have a team captain that is designated. Talking about these service hours, our system in place is we'd like you to virtually submit your service hour log to KnightQuest at centralpenn.edu. And as Dr. Verghese mentioned, you'll hear throughout the rest of the presentation, there's two main areas you'll want to keep in mind when submitting things or having questions. That first is the link that Dr. Verghese mentioned, centralpenn.edu/KnightQuest is our landing page on the college website where you can access all the details of the KnightQuest competition, download different PDFs and forms as you need, and that's where you'll go to register and click on a separate link within that page to register your team. That second link I just mentioned, KnightQuest at centralpenn.edu, that's the email address you'll want to email with any questions, or if you want to submit service hour logs, or you may need a receipt from a donation. Be sure to email KnightQuest at centralpenn.edu. For our competitors within the competition, volunteer hours must be earned at our approved organizations. So that first slide, it's also on our website as well. Those 10 organizations, we're asking that you limit your service hours to those 10 organizations to be counted as points for your team. Be sure to keep an eye out through email, the landing page, Central Station, and Student Central as well for upcoming community service opportunities. Now, there's an additional way to earn points. So if this was an infomercial, this is the time where you hear, but wait, there's more. So in addition to donating items, money, or service hours, we also have created a fun little bingo card that's going to be available on the landing page that each individual team member can access and utilize throughout the competition. So on this bingo card are a number of fun different challenges, ranging from anywhere to your point totals raised for money, total amount raised for your team for canned food donations, all the way to taking a selfie as you're volunteering at a location or researching and posting a fun fact on food insecurity on the Central Penn app. All those details and more will be found on the bingo card PDF on the KnightQuest landing page. Why this is important is because here's a huge opportunity to really, again, rack up some quick points for your team. Each individual, should they complete one row, there's a quick 10 points. You complete diagonal on the bingo card, 25 points, 2 diagonals, 50 points. And if you can complete all of the challenges on that bingo card, each individual person that completes that card on the team is bringing 100 points to their team. So again, a huge way to really come to the forefront and take that team that may be in 10th place all the way up to first with those points. So keep that in mind, encourage each other to complete those challenges and have some fun along the way. Now let's talk about submitting those food items. You'll see that when Sir Will was submitting his food or canned food donations in the bin, he had them in a plastic bag with a little label. At each of our drop-off zones, which I'll mention shortly, there will be labels available where we ask you attach on the label your name, team name, and the amount or the quantity collected for the donation so we can properly record points. We'll be collecting these donations weekly, and we'll be taking a look at those labels on the donation bin for who gave what amounts, what team should be attributed the points. And just in case that label maybe happens to fall off or something like that, at each of the drop-off zones, there will also be a kind of sign-in checklist on a clipboard where you can write the same information, just so we have it in 2 spots. Your name, who's donating, the team name, and the amount that you're donating so we can attribute the correct amount of points. Now, those drop-off zones, we saw that Sir Will was located right outside of the Human Resources lobby in Milano Hall. There's also going to be a drop-off zone on the Silverdale campus in the ATEC lobby. And for those that may be donating to the Lancaster Center, there will be a drop-off zone at the main desk, or you may provide your donations to Center Director Susan Lynch. Now, just something else fun that we as a team helped create. Once you drop off that donation, finish that donation by tapping that Knight button. You'll have a little encouraging message, kind of like the Staples, that was easy, just to bring it all full circle and encourage you as you try to conquer KnightQuest. Now, we've talked about submitting money, we've talked about submitting service hours, and we talked about submitting food. Let's go back to submitting money here. Let's say you have an on-campus fundraiser. You're selling lemonade one day, and you have a little bit of money that you raised for your competition. We're asking all teams either submit that money on the Somerdale campus to the business office located in Milano 12, or if you're doing a fundraiser at the Lancaster Center, we ask you submit those monetary donations received to the main desk, or again, Center Director Susan Lynch. Should you be a student or an alum who may not be able to make it to campus one day or is not quite sure where those locations are, please connect with your team captain and we'll work with you to secure those monetary donations are received. Some more tips on money management. Again, all proceeds are going to be donated to the selected charities. And I share that again because we're asking that all checks made payable to Central Penn College with your team name in the memo line. So there may be a certain organization that someone really loves to support, but that check would be going to Central Penn College. It goes into our general account. And then at the full end of the competition, we'll disperse those funds raised to those different organizations. So make sure you have that ready to go for those who may want to donate by check. Again, money raised post December 1st will not be added to your team total, but we will certainly continue to collect donations for these worthy organizations. Once you sign up your team through the GiveButter link on the KnightQuest landing page, we are accepting credit card donations through GiveButter, and you'll be able to do that through your fundraising page once you set up that team on GiveButter. We're again asking funds that are raised turned in as quickly as possible to our drop-off centers, that being again the business office, or if you're on Lancaster Center, the main desk or Susan Lynch, by the next business day or as soon as possible. Just going to help make sure that those funds are safely secured and recorded to make sure we can update your team point totals. And again, if a receipt is needed, please feel free to reach out with any questions or requests to knightquest@centralpenn.edu. Now, we talked about how your team can earn some points, how your team can compete, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and why we're doing it. Now let's wrap it all up with how do you build that team if you haven't done it just yet. You're going to want to go to centralpenn.edu/KnightQuest, and on that page, there's going to be a link for GiveButter, right under the header that says create your team or sign up your team. You'd create a team name, establish a team captain. You will have to establish a team photo for your or logo for your page. So think about that ahead of time. What's a photo that really represents? I know Derek has a fun team created called the Blue Barracudas, and his team logo is a blue square with some barracudas there because they're just going to be swimming nimbly through the competition and taking out anyone in their way. Team members will be able to register individually. So this is important. Let's say you're really ready to go. You sign up a team, you're a team captain, but you need some members to join the way. You can then share your link or share your team name. And as people register, there will be a drop-down menu where they can select which team they'd like to join. We have a team recommendation of around 10 people, but if you have 5 people or 13 or 15 people, that's totally not a problem. We'd love to include as many people as possible, but we're sitting right around team recommendation of about 10 people per team. Your teams can be a mix of students, faculty, staff, and alumni. And beyond that, you can have teams based upon a certain club, a certain sports team, maybe a certain department wants to be. I think we may already have a team developed from the C2 committee, so you can mix and match the makeup of your team as you wish. You can have a couple faculty, couple staff, couple of students, and alumni. By all means, have at it. We're in this together. We can do this together, and I'm so excited that KnightQuest is ready to go. I wish all the teams best of luck. And again, should you have any questions, reference the KnightQuest landing page at centralpenn.edu/KnightQuest and email knightquest@centralpenn.edu. Now, I'm going to stop sharing the screen for the PowerPoint and open up time for questions, thoughts, and resources. All right, looks like some pretty positive and cheering going on in the chat there. Everyone's loving the Blue Barracudas. We've got Caring Crusaders in the mix. Will the committee on committee have a team? No way. There we go. College has raised $752. Yes, we are on our way already through the competition. Okay. All right. I don't happen to see pertinent questions within the group there. But if anyone should have a quick question before we wrap up, go ahead, by all means, type it in the chat there and we'll be happy to answer. But it's great to see just the positivity and just the camaraderie through the chat. Okay. All right. Seeing as there's no questions or comments through the chat, yeah, Oreo cheesecakes. Can clubs donate some of their SGA money? Yes, so if you have a club that is willing to donate to this cause, I mean, that is funds raised, you're actively donating. So make sure it's just appropriated to the correct team. We have some more teams cheering each other on. Avengers, thanks team, great job. There we go. Okay. All right, so we'll wrap this up because I know you guys are getting ready for lunch and things like that. Again, any questions, email knightquest@centralpenn.edu or check out centralpenn.edu/knightquest. So best of luck. Thank you all so much for joining and best of luck through the competition. Thank you, everyone.